Hello, and welcome to this virtual poster presentation. My name is Michelle Stanley, and I am a PhD student in the Urban and Regional Sciences program at Texas A&M University. This poster is the presentation of a social institution resilience theory that aims to guide the integration of social institutions into community resilience computational modeling environments. This research is a collaborative effort that includes researchers associated with the Center for Risk-Based Community Resilience Planning, a National Institute of Standards and Technology funded center of excellence. Significance and overview. Social institutions like healthcare and education serve as critical lifelines for community residents. Social institutions improve the health and safety of residents, serve as large employers, and provide stability. Natural hazards, however, have the potential to disrupt the ability of these institutions to function. Social institutions play a critical role in helping communities achieve resilience by ensuring that individual and household needs are equitably met. This poster will help unpack our guiding research question, which is, what community capitals facilitate or constrain a social institution's ability to equitably meet community needs during different disaster phases? Key theoretical frameworks. The research question includes the concepts of resilience, needs theory, community capitals, disaster phases, and social vulnerability. These key theoretical frameworks help to guide our research and will be discussed in more detail in the theory construction section. Methodology. Our methodology utilized a systematic literature review in order to understand how the key theoretical frameworks could be unified in a social resilience theory. We emphasized efficiency and replicability in order to improve the quality, reliability, and validity of the findings. Tools such as Atlas TI and Python coding in Google Colab notebooks made this possible. The figure shown at the bottom of the poster summarizes the literature review steps. A total of 27 studies were included in the study, and once identified, a deductive coding process was applied to the literature in order to answer our research question. Case studies. The literature review focused on 3 case studies that highlight the role of healthcare and education for community resilience. The first was Galveston, Texas, and the University of Texas Medical Branch that experienced Hurricane Ike in 2008. The second case study was Joplin, Missouri, which included the institutions of St. John's Regional Medical Center and Joplin High School and the 2011 tornado. And the last case study focused on Lumberton, North Carolina, and the public schools of Robeson County during and after Hurricane Matthew in 2016 and Hurricane Florence in 2018. After applying the research question to the literature through the coding process, we were able to analyze the facilitating community capitals by disaster phase and social institution. We found that the number of capitals increased across the disaster phases, and the education social institution referenced more capitals in most of the disaster phases compared to the healthcare institution. As shown, social capital was coded most often as being a facilitating capital. Theory construction. The proposed social institution resilience theory combines the existing theoretical frameworks to explain the case study findings. Combining needs theory with social institutions, we propose that different social institutions meet different levels of need. For example, healthcare institutions meet more basic needs and education meets higher levels of need. Combining social institutions with needs theory and community capitals, we propose that community capitals are critical for meeting these needs. The case studies highlight that meeting more basic needs may require fewer capitals. Combining community capitals with the disaster phases, we propose that the significance of different capitals depends on the disaster phase. Finally, the social vulnerability lens provides a means for seeing how social institutions influence access to community capitals and ability to meet needs for different populations. Limited access relates to pre-existing inequalities, larger impacts, slower recovery, and increased inequalities which undermine community resilience efforts. Findings and implications. The research resulted in 3 main findings. First, the significance of community capitals depends on disaster phases. Second, models of social institutions that meet basic needs may include fewer community capitals. And third, models of social institutions that meet higher needs may require more community capitals. For example, as you can see in the image, depicting the level of need on the vertical axis and the disaster phases on the horizontal axis, a response model that predicts if a hospital can meet basic survival needs may only need to measure natural and built capitals to be valid. However, a recovery model that predicts how long it takes a school district to meet higher needs after a disaster would need to include measures of social, human, political, and financial capital. These implications transcend education and healthcare institutions and should apply to others as well. Conclusions. We conclude that the proposed social institution resilience theory can help researchers, policymakers, and decision makers better understand how community capitals may impact community resilience. In addition, it highlights the possible limitations of computational models. For community capitals that may be difficult to model, community engagement may be a necessary step in the community resilience planning process. Thank you for watching this virtual poster session.